How to instantly recognize your element and make use of it in order to actualize your destiny, so as to know the best spiritual work to do in order to get instant and speedy answers to prayers. You will easily recognize your element after watching this video, and it will be very simple for you to get speedy answers to your prayers, because I'll be directing you on the best spiritual work and prayers to do so that your answer will come immediately. You know, last time I kind of started the video about element, and I actually told you that that video have not ended, that was like an introduction to that particular element, because the things about element is actually broad. But I know that I was able to bring out two facts that you should bear in mind, that there is a fifth element. So long as you are a believer in Christ Jesus, you have this fifth element, and that fifth element is human mind. So long as you are a person created under this planet Earth universe who wish to be manifesting good things, you should not neglect this fifth element, because that is human mind, because the state of your mind have a lot to do with manifestation of whatever you need. And the Bible also goes ahead to back it up by saying, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. And he also further said that guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And also, based on my personal experience, there is another fifth element in the outside world that is not within you, that you can easily make use of, and for that you will easily get all answers to your prayers, and that is the empty space of the universe. But to be specific, based on some people that are still confused, using the shapes of the fingers and the palms, as well as the length of the fingers and the palm, which was what I brought out from that last video, I want to bring to you now the easiest way you can actually recognize your element, so that you start using it in order to get to higher levels in life. So if only you can follow me to the end of this video, you will grasp this knowledge and use it to go and prosper as never before. So welcome once again to Jenny Action TV. In this particular channel, I'll discuss three important variables which are actually health, safety, and spirituality. Believe me, if you can understand and apply these three correctly in your life, the sky will not be your limit, it becomes your starting point. If this is the very first time you're landing in this channel, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit the red subscribe button and the bell notification, so that YouTube will always notify you once I upload a new video. For my returning subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for always stopping by. If you are my new timer and you're looking for any video, just type Jenny Action TV / the keyword in that video. Let's say, for example, element. You get the first video I've made on this concept, you watch and get some value. So without actually wasting your time, let's delve into the video. Like I rightly pointed out in that last video, that there are some people that are actually made up of more than one element, and that you might be receiving a particular element in your body, but yet in your palm is another element. But it's just that all the energies from the cosmos that is actually entering into your body is summarized in your palm, and that is why the elements you carry in your palm matters a lot. And apart from that, you should also understand this fact that every human being have all the elements. You pass through all the elements, you are a kind of being influenced by all the elements, and then even before you were given birth to, right inside this world. And even inside this world, I made it to understand that from your neck up, you actually receiving fire and air element, and then from your neck, a kind of down, or your bust down to your under, a kind of belly, you are receiving water element, and then waist till to the soles of your feet, you are actually receiving earth element. And when all these energies are combined together, they are summarized in your palm. But I want to specifically bring to your understanding the particular element you actually brought into this world that we are living. You know that when a woman is pregnant and then goes to the hospital, doctor will always give what is called EDD, expected date of delivery. And most doctors will actually tell you that it's not compulsory that that particular date, let's say they say the expected date of delivery is 26th February. It's not that that 26th February will either be 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. So what is the implication of this? That the child might begin giving birth to any of that particular day before that expected day, or any of that particular day 2 weeks after the expected date. Believe me, in this universe we have found ourselves, nothing works by chance. Nothing comes by chance. It is the only Almighty God, the creator of universe, He that created everything but was not created, that actually knows the particular day you will enter into this earth. And also that in every day of the week, it is governed by a particular element. That is why it is very, very paramount and necessary that you know the day you enter this earth. You know the birth date, because the date in which you entered this earth is actually what will determine the actual element you actually come into this earth with. So I'll quickly run down the element that rules each day. Though some days are actually ruled by two elements. So by the time you are able to know the day you come into this earth, it will be easy for you to know the element that is ruling your life more than the other, apart from the one that your body is receiving that is actually summarized in your palm. So I will actually start with the first day of the week. As far as our African continent is concerned, I wouldn't know other continents what is their first day. I know that continents like the kind of France, their first day of the week may actually be Monday. But I know that in Africa here, particularly Nigeria, where I am kind of making this video from, we start from Sunday. So Sunday, as even the name sounds, sun, you will know that the dominant element that empowers the sun, because based on the studies of scientists, they have actually even discovered that one of the things that give everybody energy and survival on this earth is actually the sun. And this also betrays the fact that you have all the elements, because if you are empowered by the sun one way or the other, you have all the elements. But to be very, very more specific, if you actually was born on Sunday, my dear, your element is fire. And even as the sun shines, it's already emitting fire to an extent. So your element is simply fire. And this actually means that if you constantly use one of these portals that connect to fire, like always goes to the sun, early morning sun, facing it, even the middle of the sun, then uses it to pray, your prayer gets fast answers. That even if you want to do any form of spiritual birth, it will be good that you expose that spiritual birth to sun. When you expose it to whether early morning sun, afternoon sun, and it is heat up, and you use it to birth, you will actually get better results. And again, if you a kind of in habit of burning your spiritual works, like you decide to burn bare leaf instead of boiling bare leaf to bed, you decide to kind of use candle to make your prayers, you decide a kind of do burnt offerings, like you use peels of garlic, peels of onions, and then something like you burn your cloves, burn your camphor, even burn your cinnamon sticks, and burn your even rosemary, thyme, and all these materials of nature that we normally pray with. When you constantly, you are in habit of burning them instead of just using them to bed, boiling them, or using them in any other means, it works faster for you than any other person. So that is that about Sunday burns. Then if you are a Monday born, moon, Monday, the name Monday is actually gotten from moon. It's ruled by moon. And what is the implication of this? Moon is always synonymous with water, have more correlation with water. So automatically, Monday borns, all of you are actually water element. And what is the implication of this? that if you use this water constantly in your spiritual work and use it to make prayer, you get fast answers. For example, this libation, I say that maybe from time to time you need to go and feed the mother nature, that's the mother earth, with something sweet. Like I've made video about, you can actually use Fanta and sugar to make. And I even connected it to scripture where our patriarchal father, which is Jacob, when he was escaping from the brother and lie on stone in the land of Uz, his eye opened and he began to see the angels ascending and descending, and he said that God is here and he never knew it. Then immediately he get up, what he did was to pour libation of oil and wine, and once he did that, the land opened up for him, so much so that he left with just a staff to the house of Laban, but actually come back with company of 2 wives and all his a kind of 12 children, with lots of cattle and sheep and good things, become a rich man with just a staff, because the land was open for him. So that you, that is a kind of water element, by mere mixing salt inside water every day, coming to the empty space of the universe and pour it and make your prayers and feed the mother earth with just salt and sand, because whatever you sow, salt and water in this earth, you will surely reap. You will see that your doors open for whatever you want, and then you can easily use water to make prayers and manifest a lot of things only by getting a cup of water every night when you want to sleep and pray and say, oh God, the creator of the universe, that I speak into this water. So long as water is uncountable, so shall my blessing be uncountable. So long as everybody drinks water, so shall everybody favor me. With this water I manifest a new job. With this water I manifest new car. With this water I manifest my life partner. That one alone opens doors for you that you will easily get whatever you are looking for. And again, is that if you are doing lots of spiritual baths, for example, instead of burning bay leaf, you boil your bay leaf and use it to bed. Boil a kind of AIDAN fruit. Instead of burning, which is the best for fire element, you now boil it and use it to bed. Then boiling things and then doing lots of spiritual baths work faster for you. So the next person is actually Tuesday borns. Tuesday borns, just as like Sunday, are actually fire elements. So the same thing you do for the kind of Sunday is actually how they will do their spiritual work and get immediate answer. For Wednesday borns actually have 2 elements. They are so blessed. Wednesday borns have both water and earth element, so they can do everything that water element to do on Monday and combine it with earth to get more blossom answer, like using lots of leaves for their spiritual work. They boil leaves and use it to bed, and then they now kind of use sand to make their prayers, and the land open up quickly for them. They mix salt and sand, dry, and use it to pray. Mix water, salt, and sand at the same time and use it to make prayers. They get their immediate answers. They can also mix salt and sand and be pouring it like libation on the mother earth, and the land will open up and favor them in tremendous way. Then for Thursdays, they are fire burns too. So whatever work that fire burns do is what they do. Then for Fridays, they are air and earth elements. There are also people that are with combined element. What this means, but they will not just burn their a kind of spiritual works, like they want to pray with peels of onions for finance. They will not end up burning it. Like fire element, we can just burn it and leave it there without doing any further thing. Fire goes hand in glove with actually air. So what they do is that they must burn and still go to the air to blow it. If they have somebody that is troubling them, let's say in the office, all they need to do is to come to the empty space of the universe, to work faster for these air people, release energy of their walls like air, scatter it, and it works very fast for them. They can easily also trap them in cobweb, and it works. Anything that have air energy work very fast for them. So any spiritual work, most of their spiritual work should be burnt, but after burning, they must go to the extent of blowing them to the early morning sun if they want it to work faster. And also they can bury lots of their spiritual work. For anyone that is tied to earth element, most of spiritual work will buried, get immediate answer. So in other words, if have somebody that is troubling you, you need to write the person's name on like a red big and then pray seriously against that person, dig the ground and bury that person. By so doing, that's bury that name, it work wonders for you. So earth element works a lot with herbs, and most of the times have to bury them in order to work. And these are most people that are blessed with working with nature, and they touch lots and lots of people's life. It's the last but not the least is actually the Saturday bonds. The Saturday bonds are just earth element. Like I previously explained about earth element, once they do their spiritual work using lots of leaves, they can actually kind of boil it and use it to bed. They can actually dry it and make it into powder. Let me give you one example of something that works for earth element very fast. If you are looking for money, get scent leaf or basil leaf and dry it very well. When you have dried it, you get a kind of ginger powder. You can actually dry and also blend it. So when you have dried that scent leaf, you dry ginger and then grind it into powder, and then you get cinnamon powder or the cinnamon stick you have dried and grind it into powder. Then get your left palm, because left palm is actually our spiritual palm, because I told you that most of the bad luck is actually coming from the left side. So when you're using the left side to make your spiritual works, then you now correct those inadequacies coming from the left, and then you will now be a kind of complete. So when they open their left palm, they first of all put that particular a kind of scent leaf that is dried and grinded, and then put their ginger powder on top and put cinnamon powder on top. Use their right middle finger and then mix them together and begin to pray your intentions, especially when it comes to finances. And then after praying it, you now blow it to scatter in the entire of your house. That is how finances will mysteriously and miraculously locate you. Likewise, the earth element, because everything is still situated in the earth, water is still have connection with the earth. So when they also bet, like they can do this three mixture, add it in their bet water and bet, it also gives them lots and lots of what? Open doors. So beyond what I have just explained, is just about your mind. If your mind is made up that you get something and you are positive, you are not lumping energy together. What do I mean by lumping energy together? You want to manifest love, but you are having hatred. Maybe you want to manifest a new love. Somebody has already jilted, you are still having hatred for that person that jilted you. Then your mind is not open for manifestation. It's only when you have dumped and get rid of old energy you can superimpose a new energy. So once your heart is right with God, right with nature, there is no element that will not actually work for you. This is the conclusion of the everything. So you can actually use all element because your body still receives all element. It's just that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. There are bodies that receive more of a particular element, and those elements rules these days that are there explained. So if you can discover the day you were born, you can just Google it. If you know your year, month and date of birth, you don't know the particular day, you can just Google it. Once you find out I am born on Tuesday, it's easy to know that you are just fire element, and so on and so forth. So with this, I've actually come to the end of today's video, believing that someone has actually found value. If you are one of them, why not give me that thumbs up? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Share this video and share it to everyone. You might also be helping lots of people. As you do all this, may God bless you, honor you, cause you to ride upon the high places of this earth. Still your Lady Jane saying bye-bye.